Earlier this week, my mom and I took a trip over to the Portland Art Museum to see the Auguste Rodin exhibit. And I love art. It's fun to get away and to go see it, and so I'm glad I got to see the exhibit before it left. Rodin is, if you don't know him, he's who did The Thinker, the big classic piece, but he did mostly bronze works, and he was always about people. He loved to show expression in fragments of hands and jumping and joy and sadness. He did amazing faces that showed the wide experience of the human experience. And in the Portland exhibit, one of the things that we got to see was some of the pieces in his classic, The Burghers of Calais. Check out the gorgeous movement on this. It made me want to jump and dance. There's some fun faces. Here you've got one of the pieces with a photo of Rodin in the back. Keys to the Kingdom. See the anguish in the face and the noose around the neck. So the Burghers of Calais tell the story of the French port town of Calais that during the 100-Year War was being attacked by the British, well, the English, I guess. And there was a period of 100 days where no food came into the city. And so obviously the city was in great peril. People were starving. They were going to have to give up. And the king, Edward, gave a decree, and he said, okay, if you will send out your people with nooses around their neck and wearing sackcloth and bring me the keys to the city, then I will quit the siege, and you can give up and you can eat, but you'll be under English rule. And so the people had a choice. They could find people that were willing to sacrifice themselves, give up, or they would all die. And so there were 6 people who came forward and agreed to sacrifice themselves for their compatriots, and that's what happened. The 6 people came forward, they marched out, nooses around their neck to their certain death. Now, history tells us that King Edward's wife pled for their safety, and so they didn't actually end up being martyrs for their people, but they certainly thought that they were on their way to execution when they left. And so hundreds of years later, the French city of Calais held a contest to have artists enter and commemorate this act of patriotism, and Rodin entered and won. And so the art that we got to see were some samples of this great, beautiful piece. And all I could do while I was standing this last week in the Portland Art Museum looking at these people displayed who were willing to sacrifice themselves for their fellow man was I could not quit thinking about Easter. Because what Jesus did for us is exactly what these people were willing to do. They sacrificed themselves so that others could live, and they gave up the city kingdoms for freedom. And what Jesus did for us this Easter is exactly that. He marched out and he gave himself up and he bought us the keys to the kingdom. And it's through that sacrifice, which cost him great torment. And that's what I loved about the Rodin piece, is that you could see the torment of these people. And it says that sacrifice is not always easy. It can be really awful, but it doesn't make it less love. And so Rodin was one of the first artists to show these kind of heroic people in the true human emotion, without making them look like these, these perfect people who had no pain. And the truth is that Jesus was both. He was perfect, but he was also fully human. And so the pain that he went through and the anguish on the cross was real, and he did that for us. So this Easter season, I encourage you to learn a little bit about the Burghers of Calais and about Rodin, and most importantly, to just thank Jesus for his sacrifice for you. Look at some art. It'll encourage your soul.